your voice is breaking.
That one is your network problem from your own end. Sorry about that. You watched the recorded video.
The video is not watching. I'm watching that one too. It's so annoying, honestly. I'm watching now until it hang. It's not clear. I don't even see anything.
I think you should download it. So there's a 1080p. I don't know what kind of downloader you are using, but there's a 1080p download. You can download. It's quite clear because I'm recording it in high resolution. So please just try and do that. Otherwise, you can meet Abraham. Abraham, do you used to come to town? Do you used to come to town? Do you used to come to town?
No, it's not all the time.
So you can schedule a time that you come. Maybe what I can just do is to come with a flash drive. I'll just get the videos down for you so that you can have access to it.
Okay.
Maybe next week.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But the rest of you can see my screen. You can hear me, right? So the assignment I gave was to create a database with database name called assessment, create table for different courses and import CSV file. Now this is the file itself that I gave you. So these are different subjects. If you open it, just to take a preview, you'll see the course code student, which this particular information in this student column rhymes with our student profile. So I'm going to say, no, it actually rhymes with students. Hold on. So if I want to view my student table, the first thing I'm going to do is I'll have to make sure that my database is active by saying use school, right? And end it with a semicolon. You run it, the action output is successful. Then I'll now say select all. Select all the columns from what? From student info. Is student info or student profile? I think I will just check student and see what's inside. So you can see that our student in the, let me just take it one side and the other. Our student in the course table of our CSV file rhymes with our admission number. So our admission number here looks like, if you go to the student, go to indexes, you see primary, and if you click on the primary, you can check which column is the primary key, admission number. Now if a key is a primary key somewhere and you can see it in a different table, it means that this particular column is a foreign key, as I explained earlier. So the instruction said you should create an assessment database. Let me go back to, so create a database name called assessment. So that's the first thing you will do. Now in order for you to do to create your database, you will say, now end this with a semicolon. You will say create database, and the database name is what? Assessment. That's the name of the database. Now refresh. You can see my database is already there. Now in order for us to activate our database, we'll say use assessment. Now you can see it, assessment is active. How do you know it's active? Is because it is dark. Then we said create table. Now if we go to our Google Drive, you can see that we have different CSV file for different courses. So most likely these are the table we're actually going to create, and we'll create them according to the name here. So what we can then do is just keep this aside, and let me see, hold on, maybe I'll just take this here. Yep. So I'm going to create table for each of them. Now if I look at one or two of them, for math is taking course code, which is math, student, first CA, second CA exams, and total. So I already know the column I'm actually going to put on my table. So what I can then do is to say, okay, create table. I'll say math is the name of my table. I will now give it, now end it with a semicolon, and I'll now give it the column name and the data type. So number one column name I want to create is course code. The data type, I will say variable character, and I can do a count and say math hyphen, let me just increase this. So math hyphen S2. So math is a 4-letter character, 4-letter words. Hyphen is another character, which makes it 5. S is 6, then 2 is 7. So I can, it's safe for me to say, maybe because there are things like geology, literature, English literature, I'm going to put the number of characters to be, say, 30. Then admission number. So my admission number here in this case is student. Student, sorry. You now say variable character, and you can put, let's say 15, comma. Then my first CA is integer. I'm going to just copy this and paste. My first CA is integer, second CA is integer, exam is also integer, total looks like it's integer as well. So I can just say first CA, second, I'll just change second here, exam, and total. So now that I'm done, now remember that my course code, if I go to, I'm not done yet, but also if I go to, I'm going to use my school database. I want to make it active because I want to check the table for Control Z. Oh, sorry. I want to check my table for course. Select all from the course table. Now, my course code on the each of these subjects rhymes with my course code on my course table. I just wanted us to see that. So if I look at my course table, I go to index, I go to primary, I come to schema here, and I check this is a primary key, and the column, which column is the primary key column, is our course code. So it means this is our primary key. Now if you are now seeing it elsewhere in a different table, it means that this is a foreign key, right? Now, I just wanted to bring that out as well. So I will now go back to my assessment database, and then I'm now going to start adding things. So foreign key, which is my foreign key. I have two foreign keys. I have course code as my foreign key, and I'm referring it to reference to my um, my course table in the school database. So I'll say school dot course. Now the reason why I'm calling school dot course is because we're in a different database. So if we want to refer to another database that is not currently active, we need to call the name of the if we want to refer to another table in another database that is not active, we need to call the name of the database, then dot the table name. So dot course, then I'll now put a bracket, open bracket, close, and in the course, what column am I referring to? Course code. Right. Now we'll do the same thing for our student column. So I'll say foreign key student. I'll say my reference. Which reference am I referring to? School dot student. Which of the column? Admission number. And that's it. It doesn't look like it's giving us any error, and I'm going to run this. So you can see that I've created my table successfully. Now, what I can then do is to view my table. So I will say select all column from math table. Oh, sorry. I'll highlight everything and run. So you can then see my table. Now, if I go to my assessment and refresh, my schema and refresh, you see my table math. I can go to the indices. I'll now see course code that is an index here, and student as an index. If I go to foreign key, you can see my foreign key. Definition school.course. What is the target course code? What is the where am I referring to? My course code column in my math table. Now I'm going to do for the rest of the courses. So all I don't need to do is just to take it here. I'll just divide my screen again, and everything is literally the same thing in the column, right? The course code, student, first name, last name in terms of the column. So what I will just do is just to look at my name. So I did math. I'm going to do physics TD, technical drawing. So I'm just going to create Control V, Control V, Control V, like that. You know what? I'll just copy here like this. Control C. V, like that. Then I'll go to, again, because I'm too lazy. Now, I can now change the table name to physics, and I'm going to run it. So it was successful. I'll change this to TD, that's technical drawing. Successful, as you can see. Now if I refresh my schema, you can see maths, physics, TD. So I'll say literature. Now I'm now going up. Literature, run it. refresh, you can see my literature table. The next will be, you don't necessarily need to do it in any order, just make sure that all of these tables are created. It's successful. My English table, successful. Computer science, this is computer science. Maybe I'll just say comp science, right? Chemistry will be chem. Two tables are not supposed to have the same name. Please take note of that. It's going to cause a clash, so please take note of that. Then bio, going to execute, successful. The last one is agriculture or agric. I'll just say agric table. I'm going to delete the rest because I'm done creating. Now I'll refresh, and you can see it's all automatically it's arranging it in alphabetical order, regardless of how I created it. It's arranging it in alphabetical order. Now the next thing for us to do is now to import this data. So the last time we did, say for agric, we say select all from agric and would run. Then, oh, I think the last time there was a particular icon here that would import. However, what we can do if we want to import this particular data, we can come to the table itself, right click on the table and go to table data import wizard. You click on it, you have a pop-up. Now it's telling you where do you want to get this table from. Give a file path. I already have this on my local machine, so I'll just click on browse. Okay, so I'll go to assessment and I have my CSV file. So I'm looking for agric, right? I'll add the path and go click on next. Now it's saying that where is my destination, which table do I want to put it on my database. I want to put it on my assessment dot agric table. That's assessment database agric table. If it doesn't exist there, you can create new table, but it already exists. If you are done selecting that, click on next. Now you are now going to do mapping. So this is the source column where this that's where this table is coming from. It's from the CSV file, and you can see everything is in alignment. If it's not, you can just click on any of the drop down and change it. So everything looks like they're in alignment. The CSV file, the encoding is always UTF-8. There's iPhone 16, but standard is iPhone 8. Everything is, look at our source column, everything is looking normal. What you can see is giving us a highlight of our CSV file. You click on next. The following tasks will now be performed. Please monitor the execution. I'll click on next. So you can see import, prepare, import data file. Everything is ticked correctly. Click on next. You can see it said 30 records imported. It means that there was a successful import. Then finish. Now if I refresh my schema and I go back to my view agric table, end it with a semicolon, highlight everything and execute, you can see my data is already here now, and we have 30 entries. How would I know if I have 30 entries? They are what they call aggregate functions that you can use. One of it is called count. Remember count in our Microsoft Excel. So if I want to do a count, you do your count where you have the select syntax. So select, let's say I'm going to count one column, but I can count everything if I want. But I'll just count one column. I'll say count, and I'll say, what am I counting? I'm counting all of the columns. You can count any of the column. I will now say from aggregate table, and that's all. And you can see it has given me the row count. So it's doing a row count, and it will just pick one column and do a row count of it that have 30 entries. Do you understand? So I can say, I can give this count our count column a what you call an alias, another name, aka, also known as. So I can just say as. Now if I want to put an alias name, I can say number underscore of underscore entries, right? By the time I do that, I run it, you can see number of entries. But if I want to make it human readable, what I'm going to do is I will say number of entries like this, but you can see that it's going to give me some error. Now in order for me to make it readable, I will just add the inverted comma, the double inverted comma at both ends, and everything looks nice. If I run it, number of entries, and maybe you can just say number, we can say hash. Yeah, I think it's hash. Yeah, number of entries like this is fine too as well. So you can see it's no more showing this our count, open bracket, asterisk, close bracket. So it's showing me number of entries like this, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other table. So for the next table, which is bio, I'll right click, go to data, table data import wizard. A pop-up will come up to select the file path. I'll click on browse, go to bio, click on it, next, using existing table, assessment.bio, yes, that's the table I want to put it in. I want to import it to. Everything looks normal. I'll click on next, I'll click on next, successful, I'll click on next, and 30 records has been imported. So all I just need to do is to say select from bio and see the number of entries. So you can see I have 30 entries, and I can view my table. I'll just do for the rest quickly, without having to say anything. It's not going to take a very long time to do that. I think it's so it is geography. Sorry, just wanted to confirm. Oh, it's not arranged in alphabetical order. My mistake. I think it's arranged in the order that I created it. My mistake. Sorry. Our record is 30. I'll just do the same thing for English. This is my pop-up menu. Browse, go to English, next, 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 finish. Go to computer science, click on browse. This is my computer science. Next, 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 finish. I imagine it's a little bit stressful to do. Oh, what was that? Okay, chemistry. I created two computer science. That's interesting. Did I just make a mistake? Let me refresh. Oh, thank God. Right click on literature. Um, Browse, then go to lit. Oh, mind you, you might not be doing this. So again, but it's good you understand the context. A lot of what you are going to be doing are calculation and trying to do data cleaning and preparation. But it's really important that you know how these things are done. It's extremely important that you do. Math, right? I think we've done for math. Have we? Oh, we have not. Math, next, next. Everything looks correct. We have 30 records. We do for physics. I wish we had time. We would have done Python. Really, you would have really appreciated this stuff. um, I wish we had. Before then, do you guys have any questions to ask? Abraham, do you have any questions? Khadija, any questions? For that, came any questions? The last table, which is technical drawing. Any questions? Where is Jessica? I'm done. So I can just refresh my schema, go to TD, which is the last table I created, execute my query. Sorry, hold on. And you can see everything is here. Now, what can we do with this? What can we do? We can create a relationship, um, with the student and the course. For instance, for my student, for Agric now, I wanted to know actually, I want to get the first name, the student name, for instance. So now I'm going to do, I'm going to use my school database. Again, you don't necessarily need to say use. If you want to have access to, I want to view my database, my table in the school database. You can say select all. You don't necessarily have to say use every time. Select everything, that's all the column from. Then you call the name of the database school.student, for instance, comma. Oh, shoot, sorry. Then you execute and you are good. It doesn't have to be active for you to have access to view that particular table. All you have to do is just a specific. You call the database name and the student name. if the database is not active. Now, I wanted to show you guys something. Let's say I actually wanted to create full name from this. I can say select admission number, right, comma, I will say concat first name, comma, and I will now give a space in between, then last name. I will now say as, I will now give it an alias, full underscore name from school dot student, semicolon. I'm going to run it, and you can see it has given me full name. It left out the first name and the last name because what I did here was to concatenate. I hope you know how to use concatenate in Excel. So concatenate, you join two cells together, right? In concatenate. So it's the same thing. It's not, I'm not asking you to give me the first and last name now. I'm saying concat the first and last name and I give me as an alias called full name. So join first name and last name, in between it put a space, then give me as a name. Imagine if I don't put that as, what was going to happen? I'll just remove that. I'm going to run it again. Look at the name it gave me, concat first name, last name. So it's giving me the whole the syntax itself, and that's because I didn't specify. So aliases are actually really nice to have. I wanted to show us that. Now, the other thing I wanted to do is to create a relationship between my course table, my student table, and as well as my assessment table. But first, I'm going to create a relationship between my student table and the student profile. So let's just see what the student profile is. We'll start small, then go big. So you see our student profile, it has student, which this student is actually the admission number. If you look at it very well, it's a foreign key. If you go to foreign key, click on this student profile, you will see that is the student in our so excuse me, the student in our student profile is related to our admission number in our student profile, in our student table, sorry. So I want to create a relationship now. I want to have where I'll have admission number, first name, last name, or admission number, full name, age, gender, classroom, and seat number. Now, what I can do is to join this table together. There's a syntax join. Now, what I can do is to say select. Now, I can say all from our school. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Our school dot student table. These are our school dot student table that has the admission number, first name, last name. Now, these are our student profile table that has the age, classroom, gender. Now, what I can then do to add to this syntax is to say join. I want to join, right? Now, the best thing you should do is to give your table a name, an alias too as well. And you don't need to say as in this instance. You don't necessarily need to say. You can just say from student, you now say SS or student, school student. You just give it an alias. You say join, the name of the table is school dot student underscore profile. Then you can say as SP, right? Where are you going to join it on what is similar to each other? Mind you, on the what is similar to the student profile and the student table is admission number and student. Admission number on the student table and student on the student profile. So that is our common ground. We will now say on ss.admission number equal sp.student. That is the similarity between these two tables, and that's where how we are going to take advantage of it to join these two tables together. Now you can see that we say ss, we are using the alias of this table, and we see sp, which is the alias of the student profile. Now this admission number is a column in the student table, and the student is a column in the student profile table. I'm now going to run everything together, and you'll see we have a long list. Now watch what happens. Our admission number is there, but our student is also there, so it's the same thing. We want to pick one. In order for us to do that, we can then now start specifying the column we want to see. So admission number belongs to the student table, right? So we say ss dot admission number. Then we say first name, last name. We can then say concat. We now say ss dot first name, comma. We will now put a space. ss dot last name, we'll give it an alias as full name, comma. Then we'll now say, now we don't want this student, we'll just keep to age, and age belongs to student profile. We'll now say sp dot age, sp dot gender, sp dot classroom, and sp dot seat number. Now we are done. We can then highlight everything and we'll now run. You can see admission number, we have our full name, we have age, gender, classroom, and seat number. And this is how we have joined two tables together to give us one table that is joined. Now what we can do is actually export this. You can see export. You just click on this and you export it as a CSV file. Let's see. So this is student information. I'm going to replace this guy. I'll just say and now that I've saved it, what I can do is to go to my local directory where I saved it, and I'm going to check. So this is my student information. I would double click on it, and we can then see our combined table. You think it's just one table, but it's combined, which is pretty sick and interesting. I don't need to save it. It's a CSV file. If I open it in CSV format, I'll just right click and open with Notepad. Open with Notepad, and so you can see it is called comma separated value because everything is separated by a comma. Every entry is separated by a comma. Is anybody curious enough to know why is CSV a thing in the data analytics world, or in the data world exactly? Does anybody has anybody been curious to know why you are seeing CSV? Why is it a thing? Any response before we continue?
Yes. I've not put research on that, but I'm wondering why CSV.
Okay, CSV actually happens to have the capacity to hold extremely large data and is very light. You can have 1 million entry of data and you just see 8 MB. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You see up to 4 million rows of data and you just see 10 MB. You can't try that in Microsoft Excel, the workbook. If you have up to 200,000 rows of data, trust me, your Excel will be like 15 to 20 MB. And if you see a CSV file up to 20 MB, understand that it has at least up to 2 to 3 million rows of data, if I am correct. But it happens to harbor a high-end data entry at a very low memory space, and is lightning fast to open. You can load it, you can play with it the way you want. I don't know if that has answered that question. Mr. Abraham, have I answered that question?
No.
Okay. Falakem, do you have any questions? Kajira, any questions? Okay, good. So now we want to we have our sorry, excuse me. Let's in our course table, right? What we want to see is the student name and possibly the course and the assessment, right? Let's just want to see the actual student name, maybe the course, because the table, and the assessment. So our course code, we can find a similarity in the course table. Our student is a similarity in the student table, and the rest is unique to our technical drawing table, which is in the assessment database. Now we want to do a combination between these two tables in different database. We are going to do the same thing here. So we'll say select everything from, then we'll say we'll start with our school dot student, right, as ss. We'll give it an alias. We'll now say join. Now because our assessment is active, you don't necessarily need to say assessment dot. You can say join agric table as ag on ss dot admission number equal ag dot student. Oh yeah, ag dot student. Yeah, and you end it up with a semicolon. Run. So you can now see that we now have admission number, first name, last name, the course code, the student, which is the same thing as the admission number, first CA, second CA, exam totals. We don't want this, right? The other thing is we want to know the code, the actual cost here. We can then say join, we add another second join school dot cost as, let's say, SC on okay, I think there's a problem here. Now let me try it. Now the cost table is related to the assessment table, right? And the student table is also related to the assessment table. The assessment table is the joining point. Is that not? Let me see, hold on. This call will end in 2 more minutes. I am going to create another link and share it to us now so that we can join. So I will just cut this off now. Just hold on. So I don't think this is going to work. However, I will still try it. Now, the relationship between the course and the student table, there's no relationship, but the relationship between the two of them is the assessment table. That's each of the courses in the assessment table. Now, I will say let me try something. Let me just say agric, that's ag dot course code. I don't know if it will work, equal sc dot course code. That's the course table and an agric table. Let me see. I hope it does work. It worked. I was thinking it's going to give me an error. Now you can see everything looks nice, but we're having some repetition, like course code. The student and admission number is the same thing. We also want to have first name, last name, and that. Now what we can then do is, how would you want us to arrange this? Somebody can just suggest, how do you want us to arrange this? Hello? Olakemi Abraham, how would you want us to arrange this column? Can you guys hear me? I want to assume that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, but I'm in a place where the internet.
Yeah, if you hear me, then respond now instead of having to give us an excuse. How do you want us to arrange this column? It's not a technical question. I mean, based on what you think is appropriate. In what order do you want us to arrange this column? For like any.
So the student should come before the course code. So we have admission number, we have first name, last name, then student, then the course code, SC and that.
But we don't need the course code again, we just need the course name, right? So I'm going to do it as you said. So we have admission number, right? So we have admission number belongs to the SS or student table, ss dot admission number. Or I will just say concat because ss dot first name comma, give a space in between, or we can say a a hyphen in between, then we'll now say comma last name as full name, right? Would say so we don't need the course code, we don't need student, we'll now say course name, or we can say so the course name is under the course table, so we'll say sc dot, I think that's the only thing we need from the course table. Then we will now have our ag dot first underscore ca, I think second underscore ca exams. I want to see if this will work. Exam then total. I'm curious if it will work, but I'm very sure it's going to give me an error, or I'm somewhat certain it's going to give me an error. Oh, it worked. So what it means is that I actually don't need to use the alias. I can just say first name. Okay. I don't need to use the alias again, which is interesting. I can just call the name of the column. So you can see I have admission number, full name, course, the course name, assessment, first CA, second CA, exam, and total. And this is how we combine this is how we actually combine two different three different table. This is two different table, and this is how we combine three different table. If I want to add another table to this table as an append, that's so from where this entry stop, I'll enter another table with the same column. I can actually do that. I can say is it merge? I've forgotten the, hold on, let me see. It's not merge. I've forgotten the syntax for it. Really forgotten the syntax for it. But I actually wrote this stuff myself, which is interesting. Actually, it is pretty interesting. Now, the other thing is I'm going to do a very complex join, and maybe from the other thing I can also do, right, is to say I'm going to omit exams. Let's say we are interested in concatenating every all of the multiple subjects. So let me just leave the course name and the course code. I already know that this course name is from the agric table, right? So I can just say total as agriculture. I can rename it as agriculture, and I would run. Right now, you can see it is agriculture, right? If I want to add another table, what I am supposed to do rather is to now create because we have total in agric, we have total in biology, we are like that. So I can just say ag dot total. Now what I can then do is to say on, I'll say join, let's say bio table, as I'll now say b on So it will be b dot course code equal sc dot course code. Now I'm now going to say comma b dot total. I'll say as biology. Highlight everything, run it. I can, oh, did I make a mistake? I made a mistake. Okay, so join this and this. Now, I think this was what I was afraid of. It has come to pass, which is that I was, in earlier I told you that I might face a particular problem. That's because I didn't put it correctly. Let me show you something in PowerPoint. Just is let me show you Visio. Hold on. Metric. Microsoft Visio is used to create workflow. Design. I want a sorry, site orientation. What I want is a landscape. Now, I just wanted to show you guys something. No. I don't want a text box. I want, oh God. Oh, this is interesting. I'm supposed to see shape. Okay. Yikes. Oh boy. I'm trying to find shapes and I can't find anything. But let me create a new. Okay, this is not what I want. Sorry, let me open it again. Don't save. Just hold on a little. I wanted to show you guys something. Oh, so rectangle, right? So this is our cost table. Let's just say our field is white, our text is black, and it's bold, and let's say we have this. I'm going to copy this and paste. We have our student table, and we also have our assessment table. Now the relationship between this is the relationship. So we have a situation where what is connecting students and assessment is the course. So what we're actually supposed to do is to call the course first. So if we are doing so instead of us to say from school.student, we'll just say from the name of the from school.course instead, because that's the relationship as SC. Join, so however we want to join it is fine. We will now say SC dot course code, being that course code is the is what is similar between the assessment and the course table. Then join, so it will now be student table as SS. Oh, sorry. Then we'll now say on SC dot what? Sorry, hold on. Did I just miss my thoughts? I just missed my thought. Oh, I missed my line of thought now. Oh, apologies. Actually, the cost table has nothing. Oh, the cost table has. Let me view it again. Let me go to. Sorry, hold on. So select all. I just missed my line of thought from school.course. Let me see what the course. Oh, my many mistake. So what is joining them is the assessment table, not the. Oh boy, I made a mistake. So what is joining the course table and the student table is the assessment table. Many apologies. I lost my line of thought for a few seconds. So we're actually supposed to start with the assessment table, which is from agric as AG, join course, or we can say join student if we so want, as, so it will be school.student as SS, where AG dot we have AG dot student is equal to SS dot admission number. Then we will now say join course as SC on ag.course code equal sc.course code. Now that we are joining biology, oh, many apologies. We can then join biology as so we'll say SC is, yeah, so basically this is what we'll do. Run it, let's see the error we are going to get. Ooh, okay, now it works fine. So if I want to do for Chemistry, I'll just say join chem as ch on c, so it will be sc dot course code equal ch dot course code. Now I can then say comma ch dot total as chemistry, and I'm going to run it. I think I'll get the hang of it here. Oh, so my it's giving me 0 and I don't know why. I think I was right all along. This is supposed to be course actually. Hold on. Yeah, for some reason I just lose my line. I lost my line of thought. I lost my line of thought for some God. I think course was right. Greek. I lost my line of thought for a while. Join sorry, school dot student as ss. So I think I'm just going to join ag dot student, and I think I'll just do it just once. Ag dot student equal ss dot student dot admission number, then bio, so it will be chemistry. So I think this should be it, and hopefully it will not give me some error. Wow, it gave me error. I'll find out what the issue is. I think I'll do like a 10 minutes tutorials on this. I'm trying to figure out what the issue is. It's supposed to show once I remove this. Excuse me. Once I remove this, it should work. But I think I'm doing something that is causing the. Oops. Oh, so I'm supposed to remove this. I'm doing something that is causing the table not to function well. I have forgotten what I'm supposed to do correctly. But I'll do a 10-minute tutorials on how to join this table. So at the end of the day, we want a table like this. Sorry, just hold on. Oh, sorry, please. Let me just show you guys what we want. Yeah, so we want a table like this where we have the total as basically this is what we want. Anyways, I will be running up the class now.